Welcome back in here for Morning Kickaround Special Edition. Not the morning at all. We are here on Saturday night for a party and a game. It is Meow.
Sun's going down behind us. I mean, it's creeping into our shop, but that means the sun is shining on Sam.
We're glowing.
That's right. Look at that glow. Look at that glow above you, Sam.
So Jason and I are joined by another visitor in town for just the weekend. Sam Morton, Atletico Dallas, joins us. You're not kicking off your brand new team until 2027. You're here to learn. So what have you taken away from this experience?
Man, so much. I've got 2 or 3 pages of notes, but I think at the end, it's about building an outstanding community around the club more than anything, more than stuff, more than stadium, maybe more than a practice facility. It's really about the community you see here. It's an hour before kickoff, and it's just an amazing atmosphere already. And Ron and Peter have just done, and their team have just done an incredible job.
It's the secret sauce, right? That thing. And, you know, we've talked about what they're doing in Portland, Maine, which seems to have been a hit first season, right?
Sure.
I'm sure you can take some lessons from that. Obviously here, there are a lot of places where you can say, oh, look, they did it right. But it's always kind of difficult to boil that down, right? And figure out what especially considering that you can't take what they did in Portland, Maine, or what they did in Albuquerque and apply it to your particular town and your particular culture and your particular soccer fans. So how do you do that, Sam? How do you do that?
For us, it's about leaning into Dallas and Dallas County. And, you know, as I think I've said probably on this podcast once before, you know, there's not a professional soccer team near the city center of Dallas. It's 40 miles away. And I think we got a real opportunity that we can connect with the youth of Dallas, with the cities around town, and really have an impact.
Let me just build on that a little bit. Are you thinking of this as directly competing with FC Dallas?
No. We want to own Dallas in Dallas County.
Okay.
And so if you know the geography of Dallas, you know, up along the east side of town, up 75, I think they do a great job. They're going to do what they're going to do, and we're going to do what we're going to do. Maybe we'll meet in Open Cup one day. Wouldn't that be great?
Those are exciting matches.
Yeah,
whenever
absolutely.
A new team can meet an MLS team.
You know, we'll play in the Cotton Bowl. We'll be, you know, pretty far away from them, and I don't look at us as trying to take their fans or their fan base or any of that stuff. I think we're going to try to focus on what we're going to do and try to build community in Dallas.
What's step one then? Are you already taking step one? What's step two? You got a badge, you got a name.
For sure, yeah. We launched a brand May 2nd. We're a little over 120 days old is all. You know, first step is we've done a partnership with the youth club. Atletico Dallas Youth hit the fields July 1st in our crest and our colors. The next step is we're working on some programs with DISD. We donated $100,000 to the school to help support after-school soccer programs for kids that just don't have the access to club soccer.
Sure.
And we're going to take the approach where you drive in any neighborhood, you'll see our crest. You know, our partnership with Kyle, you know, we want to bring more playable space.
Kyle Martino,
sorry. We want to bring more playable space to parks and to areas around town, and everywhere you go, our hope is you see, you know, our crest on that surface.
Should we talk about your crest?
Let's do it.
Okay, so we talked about your crest on the show. Mm-hmm. It is certainly the kind of crest that gets a reaction. Maybe not always positive, but people see it and go, oh, my God, what is that?
Never seen anything like that
and
before.
we ended up talking to you and your co-founder, Matt, on the show about the crest, and you gave us the reasoning behind it. But we're here live. You're seeing New Mexico United and what they've built. What does your crest do for you? Why is it what it is?
Great question. You know, I think first and foremost, we wanted something that was unique to American soccer and American soccer crests. With that, we also wanted to develop, you know, a pattern of storytelling. You know, if you follow us on Instagram, you'll see a lot of different pieces on the origin of the brand, or the wolf and the snake and what it means. And for us, it's about engagement. I think when you see our crest and it doesn't say Dallas, it doesn't say Atletico, it doesn't say any of that thing. I think really what it unveils is conversation. What is that? Tell me about that. And, I think that that's really what we're aimed for, is to create something that creates conversation. I think the colors are beautiful. There's a lot we can do with those 3 colors, and, and we think it's cool.
That's the bottom line. You think it's cool. And look, we've said this, Rob, right? Like there is no way to thread the needle of perfection when it comes to this stuff. Soccer fans are difficult people, and because they're very judgmental,
For sure.
and they all come from their own particular culture. They bring that to the table. So how do you find a way to do something that is going to not alienate one particular group or another?
Well, you guys know.
We're gonna.
Oh my God.
You don't want to alienate these guys.
Oh my
This
gosh.
is the Meow Wolf crew, I think.
This is
We got the
showing
full
up.
characters.
Nice.
We're being invaded.
This is
This
what
is-
being on live
This is
means.
frightening.
Are you going to have some characters like this out of the Cotton Bowl?
I don't know.
You
Possibly.
got to get 90,000 of these guys out there.
You gotta wave your flag. Everybody wave your flag.
Hey,
Meow
Looking
Wolf in the
good.
building.
Meow Wolf characters
There you go. There
on
you go.
set.
Yeah.
At the Morning Kickaround Desk.
Jason, I forgot your question.
Oh
Oh, no.
Something about your badge. You're playing soccer. I don't know, Steph.
There's a purple hand here.
I mean,
Rob, what was Jason's question? I've forgotten it already.
He was saying what was behind the badge. Did we cover that?
Kind of covered that.
Yeah, no, it was the.
Oh, you know what? Here it is. I
Anybody.
think at the end of it, you said it earlier. We could have done anything we would have done would have incited some portion of people not liking it.
Yeah.
We could have been Dallas FC. We could have been Union Dallas. We could have been Dallas United. There's any number of things we could have done.
Yeah.
And if we'd have done those things, maybe people would have said, well, that's just like every other, thing out there. Or maybe, we weren't going to win. For us, it was about being unique. Matt and I are kind of classic soccer guys. So like the European crest, the Chelsea dragon, like those sorts of pieces. So, I think that's what we were leaning into, and that's kind of what we were going for.
So we talked about the location and where you're moving in geographic wise. You talked about the addition of Carl Martino, the group, and the street soccer element and the badge. So you're making a lot of news, but you're also your home base that you've chosen, the Cotton Bowl, historic cavernous location. Tell us about that.
Cavernous is a word.
It is a word. Can we spell it?
Yeah,
Sometimes.
Let's see.
Depends how early in
We
the
don't
day.
want, we want you to explain why the Cotton Bowl would be
Yeah.
a great home for your club.
A couple of reasons. I think that the timing is really good. I think the city of Dallas is really motivated to revamp and reignite Fair Park. That's first and foremost, and I think we can be at the center of that. And as you guys know, in anything, having good partners at the city is critical to anything that we're going to do.
Yep.
So, I think we can play a hand in that, and I do think that there is a lot of things we can do at the stadium to make it feel less cavernous, whether it's obviously just pinching people down, covering up seats, only opening up and diagramming out 12, 13, 14,000 seats. We can bring in some temporary seats, hopefully behind the goals. So I think that there's a path to make it feel a little bit more like a not a big giant bowl. And we want to be a part of making that area interesting and compelling to go to. I've said it all along. When I was a kid, when my dad would take me to the Cotton Bowl or take me to the Fair Park, or I'd go to the State Fair, it was magical. I loved it. And, I think that we can play a part in giving those families and those kids that same feeling I had when I was a kid.
It's obviously ambitious, but this is what we talked about with Peter, just the idea that we need to start putting clubs in place run by soccer people, run by people who know what they want, and obviously what we talk about all the time, dotting the map. And we're a massive country, and there's absolutely no reason why your club can't be successful, even if there is another club down there, regardless of what the level they are.
Absolutely. And it's, the question then brings, like, are people here because the level of soccer, or are they here because it's awesome? Like, it's cool. It's a community. They feel a part of something. And, the soccer is obviously good, but making it about being a part of something is way more important, I feel. And if we can hit that on the head, then we'll have done our jobs.
But I mean, look, okay, so we didn't talk to Peter about this too much. We did ask him about, putting a winner on the field, and obviously with USL and the plans to bring in promotion and relegation, it's going to be a question every club owner is going to be asked. Like, what happens if you go down? If you are in a division where you can go down, obviously that you could be in the bottom division, but how do you build a winner, Sam? Like, how do you put together a team that's going to be able to compete in your first year, your second year, your third year, especially when Pro Rel might come in while you're still figuring it out?
Yeah, look, I'm not going to sit here and talk a lot about the soccer side of things. Brian Corcoran and Matt Valentine are going to take care of most of that part of our business. I'm going to focus more on, creating the brand, creating the experience for fans, the revenue we need to keep the lights on. But look, there's plenty of great players.
Sam, you're going to get interrupted again. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I love it.
The march of the supporters is happening behind us as they make their way over.
But again, I said it again. This is what it's about. It's incredible. I mean, to see all these people marching to the match, dressed up, it's really incredible. It's inspiring.
Hey. We got bananas and pizza, and Bruce the Goose passed by.
It's really inspiring.
You saw some Hamburglar?
Yeah, there's a couple of Hamburglers out there. You may not be shooting for costumes at your stadium, but you are shooting for that supporters culture, I imagine.
100%. 100%. That's the lifeblood of any club, right, is to have a proper and loud and engaged supporter section.
Well, what's next? What's the very next thing you do?
The very next thing, I get on a flight tomorrow back to Dallas. No, we're continuing to build out the front office, marketing and sales, and we're in the process of collecting and interviewing coaches. So I would look for us to make some progress on the sporting side. First quarter next year with some announcements, either with coaching or scouting, and then we just got to get to work, and we got to. We got to sell tickets. We got to sell sponsorships. We got to create the brand. We got to engage with the community. And what I say all the time to my folks, it's hand-to-hand combat. It's one-on-one. It's like Peter when he got off stage here. I mean, he had a dozen people come up, then shook his hand.
Apparently, they call him El Jefe.
What is it? That's incredible.
Do you want to be El Jefe?
No, I do not. I'm probably. What's the word for heavy? I'm more like that. I'm a El Heavy.
El Heavy.
El Heavy.
I don't feel like I would insult you.
Too many jokes.
No,
too many jokes.
I can't do it.
But that's what's next. We have 12, 15, about 17 months before we kick a ball. We've got a lot of time. It's going to go by quick, but I think we have made some really good progress in the first 4 months. I just need to duplicate those 4 months every 4 months, and then we'll get to kick. Our stadium will hopefully be full. We'll have sponsors everywhere. Fans will be in topaz and silver and black, and we'll have done our job. So,
well, Sam, thank you for stopping in and explaining it to us and telling us about the team. And exciting future ahead, and can't wait to see what Atletico Dallas brings to the USL Championship in 2027. I think we're going to catch our breath for a minute, and I'm going to hop on the camera and get Gonzo and try to follow those supporters.
Okay.
There you go.
See what nonsense I can get to.
Rob's going out among the people. Get ready for this. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Hang in there. We'll be right back with more Morning Kickaround Special Edition right here on